I call the honourable member for Deakin.
Mr Deputy Speaker, it's very hard to follow the member for Shortland because the gallery, they're just in rapturous applause now with that great contribution. Well done, member for Shortland. This is an embarrassing MPI from a bereft shadow treasurer who was a failed treasurer in government, whose greatest legacy, the greatest legacy for the member for McMahon, is the fact that he left a $30 billion black hole in the very short period of time that he was the treasurer of this country. So for him to bring on this MPI is desperate, and it's a distraction, and it's an absolute outrage, quite frankly, that we're wasting the parliament's time speaking about this. Because the Labor Party have, by all accounts, about $50 to $60 billion of increased spending or cuts that they don't approve of that they will need to find. Now, up until now, I've been wondering, where are they going to find this money? Where are they going to find the $50 to $60 billion? I mean, the member for Shortland just outlined why the Labor Party is the party of small government and low taxes, which was a bit of a surprise to most of us. But where are they going to find that $50 to $60 billion? Well, it was all answered this week when we find out that the Labor Party plan on introducing a $200 a tonne carbon tax, a $600 billion handbrake on this economy. Now, I say to Labor, very, very happy to fight the next election on a $200 carbon tax, given you went so well with a $23 carbon tax last time. So can we just move on from this charade that the Shadow Treasurer is trying to undertake today? This is a waste of the parliament's time, and this from a man who commissioned modelling from Treasury on a range of scenarios for increasing the GST and broadening its base. In the short time that he was Treasurer of this country, he racked up a $30 billion black hole, which we've fixed, and he got modelling done on how to increase the base and the rate of the GST. Now, I say to the Shadow Treasurer, release all of the questions, the assumptions and the modelling that you did. Because the member for Watson said, well, no, we just wanted to model what would be future Liberal Party policy. Well, release what you're saying will be future Liberal Party policy. Let's see it. Understandably, we are very, very cynical that the Labor Party's rhetoric in opposition is very different to government, because I grew up watching Labor Party politicians railing against the GST and its regressive nature and how it would hurt low-income earners. The minute they got into government, they were quiet, never spoke once about the GST, and now they're back in opposition, they discover the GST again. Well, if the GST is so regressive, have the courage of your convictions and take as a policy to the next election that you'll roll back the GST. Because every argument I've heard today is an argument against the GST. It's not an argument against an increase, it's an argument against the GST itself. Unlike you, we do have the courage of our convictions. We went to an election and said the carbon tax is a handbrake on our economy. If elected, we will repeal it. And that is exactly what we did. We did the same with your disgraceful mining tax. And you wonder why nobody believes a word you say on tax. They wonder why no one listens to them on tax. This is the party that basically tried to nationalise our mining industry through the resource super profits tax. Then they rolled Rudd, and then they did a deal on the MRRT that raised no money. Raised no money, but $16 billion of expenditure associated with it. And this is why no one takes you seriously when it comes to tax policy, and quite frankly, you've not done the work in opposition in 2 years to fix that. So when we have ridiculous MPIs like this today, it's an absolute bore for those out in the community, and it's a waste of this parliament's time. We are having a mature discussion about what we can do to fix Labor's mess. You have embedded a structural deficit in this country that's going to take a lot of work to repair, and we've got those like the Assistant Minister here today who is working feverishly to fix that. Now get out of the way, stop trying to make political points scoring out of it, because firstly it's not working, and secondly it just further debases your standing in the eyes of our constituents. So look, if you want to keep going this way, by all means do. We will fight an election on a $200 carbon tax. We will fight an election on a $200 a tonne carbon tax. We will fight an election on a $200 a tonne handbrake on this economy. And that is exactly what we did. We did the same with your disgraceful mining tax. And you wonder why nobody believes a word you say on tax. Firstly, it's not working, and secondly it just further debases your standing in the eyes of our constituents. So look, if you want to keep going this way, by all means do. We will fight an election on a $200 carbon tax. at the next election very, very happily. But other than that, you've got nothing to say about tax, so please
Order. The
cease.
discussion has concluded.